Joe Smith!
What's up, motherfuckers? I'm Joe Smith. I'm from South London originally. I grew up in South London, where someone once came at me with a knife outside of Londis. I moved to Kent, where someone mugged me outside of Tesco, but thanks. But most recently, I've moved to the West End of Glasgow, where outside of Waitrose, someone came at me with a cocktail stick and a bit of cheese on the end of it. He said to me, "Do you know, there's a special word for people like you, a special Scots word for an Englishman in the West End of Glasgow." He said, "You are a stereotype." I say I live in the West End. I live in Mary Hill. Oh, yeah, it's all of Mary Hill here tonight. It's lovely. I love Mary Hill. Nothing bad's happened there yet. Although I did get slapped by a woman on the number 60 bus. But enough about my sex life. Now, don't laugh at that. That's cheap. That one's really, really cheap. Really cheap. Much like my sex life. Thanks, guys. Lots of bookshops in the West End. Anyone been to a bookshop recently? Nerd! Found the nerd! Nerd! Security! You're safe with me, don't you worry. I'm a nerd too. I went to a bookshop recently. Turns out there's a new series of books for children aged 5 to 7. A series of books called Little People, Big Ideas. And what they do is they take the lives of real celebrities, real people, real politicians, and they turn their lives into kind of narratives for children. They turn their lives into propaganda. So they do anyone. They do like King Charles. They do Helen Keller. And I know what you're thinking. They've not got much in common, those two individuals. However, if you see it through the eyes of a child, you'll see that kind of they've actually got quite a lot in common. You know, they both overcame adversity. They both had older motherly figures that guided them on their quest, and they're both blind. To the crimes of Prince Andrew. Release the Epstein files, Helen Keller. Release the Epstein files. Little known fact, Helen Keller was actually on Epstein Island. Who knew? She certainly didn't. But the one book that really interested me in this book series was this book here. It's Little People, Big Dreams, Vincent van Gogh edition. And it interested me because, now I don't know if you know the story of Van Gogh, but at the end of it, he commits suicide. It's pretty fucking bleak. So I was curious how they were going to adapt this tale for an audience of 5 to 7-year-olds. So I skipped straight to the end of the book, where, I'll read it to you now. And though it took time for the world to recognize his talent, it's true so far, little Vincent continued to express his feelings with every single brushstroke. Pretty good. He proved that even when we feel a little bit lost, there's the depression bit coming in, we can find joy by doing the things we love most. And now, I take umbrage with that. Because I don't think he did find joy, did he? I think quite famously, his story ended with depression and death. So, you know, I think it's disingenuous, because I think kids can handle hard truths, can't they? They can handle hard truths more than you think they can. You know, for example, when I approach a child, in the normal way, you know, at a park or something, I say, "Hey, child! Hey, child, get here!" And I say, "Hey, listen, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Apart from muscle atrophy." Which is true, and they can handle it. They can handle the hard truths. Not the muscle atrophy, they can't handle that. That's more difficult to deal with. So I've rewritten the ending to the book with the hard truths left in. So I'll leave you with this. Here's the ending to the book, Joe Smith style. And though it took the world time to recognize his talent, little Vincent continued to express his feelings with every single brushstroke. He proved that despite doing the things you love most, sometimes that's not enough. But if you're lucky, you might end up on a pencil case or a pair of novelty socks. Thank you.